Welcome back to our Postman series. We have officially entered the world of advanced automation. So far, we have mastered sending individual requests, and we have even written tests to validate each response one by one. But what happens when you have a whole set of regression tests? Let's say this collection has 50, 100. You cannot execute them manually one by one. That's sending each request over and over again. Of course not. Today, we unlock one of the most important automation tools in Postman, the Collection Runner. This is an important feature and very useful feature that lets you run an entire collection. As you can see here, this entire collection of requests can be run in sequence with just one click. You can run them once or hundreds of times and get a detailed report of every single test result. So how do we use it? It's incredibly simple. Let's take the collection here, the API testing 101. It has 4 requests underneath it, and to open the collection runner, to use it, you just need to click on the collection, and then you see a tab here called runs, and you can see the previous collection, the previous runs that you have executed, the history, and here you see the run collection button. So simply click on this. In this collection runner interface, you have few key configuration options as shown here. The main area shows all the requests. You can select, unselect request that you want to run, or select all, deselect everything, and then pick the certain ones that you want to run in this test. So I'm going to select everything, and if you have any settings here, it will reset. To reset it, click the reset, and let's select all the API requests here in this collection that we are going to run, and let's look at the run configuration. Here the first option says iteration. Iteration is how many times you want to send this request in a loop. It will loop through all the requests and then repeat them as many times as you desire. So let's say we want to run this collection for 3 times. So it's going to send this 4 requests 3 times. So that's a total of 12 API requests. And the next option is the delay. Delay is the amount of this adds a pause in milliseconds between each request. Why do you need this? Some APIs have rate limits, and if you send too many requests too quickly, you will get blocked. Adding a delay of say 500 milliseconds is a good way to be kind to the server. You can also select the environment here, and this you can see here. You can easily switch the environments. Let's say you want to run this test in stage 3, stage 1, production, anywhere. It's just a matter of changing the environment and then running the same collection using the same settings. Now, before we click run, it is very important to talk about the limits on the Postman's free plan. As of this video recording, the free plan allows you to use this local collection runner 25 times per month. You can run this collection 25 times every month. Running a collection, even with many iterations, count as just one single run. Let's say I'm going to run this 3000 times and click the run API collection. It doesn't matter how many iterations you have, each single run is counted as one usage. So you can use this collection, you can run it 25 times, and that's the limitation of this free plan. If you have a paid plan, then you can upgrade and then get the unlimited version where you can run unlimited collection. Okay, with that in mind, I'm going to continue, but using the Postman command line tool Newman, which has no limits, and it is not a paid version, and which we will cover in its own dedicated video. But with that in mind, let's try running this collection. So we have this collection I'm going to set 3 iteration with a delay of 500 milliseconds, and the test data file. This is the data file that we can use. For example, the data can be a CSV or JSON, but here it says only JSON and CSV files are accepted. We will cover this feature in another video, and let's move on to the advanced settings. Here you say persist response for a session. That means the response you get during this test are not saved permanently, but if you want to persist the response, it will take a lot of disk space and it may impact the performance when you run a large collection runs. So these are some of the options as you can see here. And if you want to stop the test, if there is any error occurs, it will stop the test. Let's say there is a 100 iteration test and you encounter it during this execution, it encounters some error during the iteration number 50. Either the server is abruptly down or some other reason, the test will stop and it will not complete all the iteration. And these are the other settings you can look into. And once you click the run, let's see how the collection runs. So you can see the live updates of how many requests, what's going on, and you can see the pass fail status, and you see the iterations and the duration, how long this test took to complete, how many tests were there. These tests are the actual post response JavaScript test that you have in your APIs. For example, you may check the response has a particular field, or the response code is 200 OK, and the next one is the average response time, which is 36 milliseconds. So you have everything in one place, and when you click the view results, you see the individual request and how long each one took, and you can even see the response here because we enabled that option to store the response for every request. So you see each individual request. Suppose you see any assertion error, you can click on the particular request and then see what type of response if you got, or what is the actual response code, and any other information in the response that will be helpful for you to debug, and what is the request you actually sent. So you can simply open this report, and you can also open the previous report. Let's say I'm going to run this collection one more time, and you see the result. And when you go to view all runs, you see a history of run, and you can open the results of each individual runs that you have performed, collection runs in the past. So this is the core of automated regression testing in Postman. You build a collection of requests, and each request has its own set of tests, and you can click on that run on the collection folder, and then you go to the run and then execute them. So you can execute them all at once, and you get a full report on the health of your API. So you can do this after every code change to make sure you haven't broken anything. So that's your introduction to the collection runner. It's your first step in running large-scale automated tests without needing any external tools. In our next video, we will look at something even more advanced: how to chain requests together by passing data from one request to the next. Thanks for watching.